My video for October 10th, 2017 is entitled Compartmentalization equals Mind Control. There's an old saying, divide and conquer. It's true, and it has been the motif for conquering humanity for eons. It's a mental process that has been superimposed over the heart-based necessity for creating an existence based on love and cooperation. Separation is the mental impairment used to fragment human experience into familiar us and them components that lead to perpetual conflict and war. Is that not our human history? Of course it's a lie, yet it is one that has been very effective in keeping us enslaved. Yes, lies are illusions, fakery masquerading as reality. The system works mostly because people fail to work together, which is because each thinks they are right. It has nothing to do with who is right, only with surrendering our ego-distortions. Solutions exist, but will we have the wisdom to employ them? Yes, I get up here at the computer. It's only just past 4:15 in the morning. I woke up about 2 hours ago and got up about 1 hour ago and came to the computer because I couldn't get back to sleep. And it's one of those nights, so I decided, well, I may as well make my video. And of course, I check emails and do a lot of things before I even begin recording, which is why it's taken me an hour. Anyway, folks, you know, I continue to get reports about the RV. I continue to get reports from Anna von Reitz that the Republic is being restored through Native American tribes in the Western U.S. I continue to get reports about the financial restructuring based on asset-backed commodities like gold, silver, platinum, etc. I continue to get lots of things that promise us a real change, a significant change from the system that we have been enslaved by for millennia, literally for millennia. Apparently, they have tried and failed 5 times, which makes me wonder, where is God? Why doesn't God step in and take out those that violate free will? That's the dilemma that I see. Because those that use fraud and deceptive means to gain control of some financial system, which is what they've done in the world, they continue to operate. And they, you know, people don't like me saying it. Some people, you know, get on my case because of it. But it is the Ashkenazi Jews in our modern era of the past 200-300 years that have been responsible for the chicanery that has been going on in, it's just the latest version of the plan to create the Federal Reserve and stuff like that, which of course has been going on for 150 to 160 years, something like that, since shortly after the Civil War. But they've been trying to do this for a very long time. And they put everything into private little compartments so that the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. The people at the very top of this pyramid, the most deceptive ones, and the most shrewd ones, keep the information from the general public through clandestine operations of private clubs like the Bohemian Grove and things like that, where they share their information and they employ even people that I think are good people, like Jimmy Carter. I don't think was a bad person, but he was taken in by this cult. He couldn't have become president if he wasn't. And others seem to have tried, and Trump seems to be trying sometimes. And sometimes I wonder if he's not just another puppet that's being played with, and a puppet that deceives, that they deceived us by thinking that we were getting something else. So they created a lot of opposition against him, and still are creating it through the Obama and the Hillary machinations that they continue to employ. And I listen to people in California and students in some of the colleges that disrupt exams and stuff like that. I mean, I get so much information, and it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. There's so much negativity out there. Yes, there are positive reports, but it seems like hopium. It seems like some drug that can never come into manifestation. And this is the frustration. This is the frustration that I feel. It's the frustration that many of us that have been working for a good while of our lives for positive change. We want to see a world that actually works for the benefit of humanity, not for the enslavement of humanity. We need to take the information that would wake us up, and that needs to be put out far and wide so that people get it. Because there's a lot of good people, I believe, that have been totally undermined and totally had the wool pulled over their eyes, and their hearts are, if they could even find them, because there's been so many wounded people that our innocence is shattered. Our natural gifts, talents, and abilities that we should be born with as human beings get shattered. And nobody does that more than the elite establishment in shattering their own offspring through sexual abuse and other types of abuse. And some people don't even make it. They end up getting murdered by the elite establishment. These are the people that have the big names that we all recognize, that run our world and have been doing it for a long time. We need to have an awakening. We need to surrender the ego part of ourselves that thinks that our viewpoint is all there is, and we fight anybody that has a different viewpoint. Please understand that each culture is going to have its own viewpoint. Different countries in different areas of the world are going to have a viewpoint based on their personal experience, which will not exactly match that of others. There will be similarities. There's always similarities, but unless we communicate with each other, unless we build bridges instead of walls, we're not going to find solutions that actually work. Now, yes, I would love God to intervene and take out the cabal. I'd love to see that happen. Will that happen? I don't know. I mean, if it depends on us, sometimes I get very discouraged because so few people are willing to even listen and consider alternative points of view. I've talked with people in various churches, for example, and they stonewall anything that doesn't meet their exact specifications of what they want their congregation to believe. And so people stay deadlocked in a hopeless situation that requires something dramatic to change that will lift us into a higher understanding and enable us to actually build the bridges that are necessary to create a world that works for all of us. All of us. And it can't be done through lies and deception and hiding and compartmentalization of this group gets to know this and this group gets to know that. We need to break down this compartmentalization and get to the root of our mind control and be liberated from it. Because short of that, human life just doesn't make sense. That's how I see it. And I welcome comments, and thank you for listening, and namaste.